What's going on, guys? I always do that. I always go to turn off the camera when I go to turn off my looper. What's happening, guys? Real quick lesson today. Recently I did like more of a diagonal format for the minor pentatonic, and now I want to do one more for like a major scale. And let's do this in C, and let's get right to the notes on the fretboard, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So we're gonna do this in the key of C major. My backing track was just over a C major, G, and F major. So just 1, 3, 5 in the key of C major. So let's start this on 3 of your A string, okay? And that's where you're always going to start this scale. So that being a C note is going to be our root of the scale, right? So if you're doing this in E or in G or in any other key, you'll start on that note on your A string. So 3 on your A, 2 on your D, 3 on your D, 5 on your D, 7 on your D, 5 on your G, 7 on your G, 5 on your B, and you can choose to or not play this note. This would be your major 6th note. We'll get into that, but that's your 6th fret on your B, to 8 on your B, 10 on your B, 8 on your high E, 10 on your high E, and this continues obviously. Right? So these diagonal scales I really like because they kind of weave in and out of other scale shapes that we might already be familiar with. So you might already know, for instance, since we're playing this in C, you might know this, right? Which we end there, right? You might also know this, your A minor pentatonic scale, which is relative, right? So we're gonna go through that. Here we are, right? In your minor pentatonic land, right? Then we're gonna come down here to what would be like your mixolydian, right? So here's your mixolydian territory, so you're kind of getting a little flavor of that in there too. So you see how just by learning this one pattern, you're able to kind of take advantage of these 3 different boxes that are all within the same key, so they all have right notes, so to say, but they kind of all have a little bit different flavor. So as you're kind of, because of how the intervals lie on the different string sets and yada yada, but anyway, just kind of, it's cool, I think, to kind of go through it in like a more diagonal way like that. And then sometimes when you are doing that, like let's say here, you get to that minor pentatonic form and maybe you feel really good in that form, so you can stay there. And then remember too that your blues note, your flat 5 there in the minor pentatonic, is going to now be your minor to major 3rd in C, right? So right there, you're in kind of country land, right? Kind of based out of this minor box, but since it's relative to C major, you can just superimpose it right there, right? But it helps you kind of navigate that and get other boxes around it by learning this diagonal pattern. So, if you want to spend a little time there first. Now you're over here in your box, right? Then once you get over here, past that minor pentatonic territory, if you're more familiar again in this box, right, then you can get back there. Then obviously this concept goes on, and you can link these scales in other ways, and this is an endless idea really, but just kind of one of the first patterns that I personally learned and to this day feel very comfortable kind of going to. So just want to share it with y'all, and hopefully you get some use out of that. Like, subscribe, and share if you'd be so kind. Sorry, I had like a weird coffee, is that like acid reflux? I don't know if that's what they'd call it. I don't know, like that weird feeling where it's like you feel like something kind of like you swallowed something, but you didn't swallow anything. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, much love, you guys. Like, subscribe, share. See you on the flip. Keep on picking. Keep on playing your guitars. Love y'all.